All right, guys, welcome to episode 2 of Biz Unhinged. Today we have Diego Ramirez. He is the owner-operator, or as you called yourself earlier, what? Of Flowerlink?
I just run Flowerlink.
He's the owner-operator of Flowerlink, where we got these amazing, beautiful roses today. I had him come and show some of these fun varieties. I wanted to have you on today because I think that what you do is really intriguing. With the farms, with what you do, just your personality, your history. Why don't you tell us a little bit about the business, what you do, how it started?
First of all, thank you for having me.
Yes,
This
thanks
is
for coming.
a first and hopefully not the last. I've been doing this for 34 years, selling flowers mainly in Southern California. We ship all over the world. Directly from the farms and directly from our location in Torrance. And we also do U.S. shipping. So to different event planners and wholesalers throughout the country, we ship almost on a daily basis.
Well, and I know that because you guys shipped to us in Florida.
Correct.
And you shipped to us, I think, in Austin, too, when we
Correct.
went last year.
We're doing a lot of stuff with in Texas, in Utah, in New York. So yeah, we're able to ship everywhere. The best part of that is you're able to get a whole entire array of flowers coming in from all over the world that we consolidate in LA and then ship it to a final destination, whether it's an event or a corporate event, wedding, and just everything comes to you ready to go. And
Yeah.
ultimately, it saves the...
It saves us money.
Right.
It saves us money, it saves us time, because at the end of the day, what I learned last year, especially with all the traveling that we did, is that flowers in other states are just more expensive. The quality is not necessarily as good as what we have here. So it's nice to be able to place that order with you guys, have you ship it out, and then know that what's coming to us is going to be good. And it comes overnight.
Yes, and it's
Yeah.
also one of the biggest things that we haven't pushed yet so much is the fact that we don't have a box charge or anything like that. We
Yeah.
are, as if you were buying in our place in Torrance. We pack everything. We reuse our own boxes that are coming in from Ecuador.
Yeah.
We repack, and there is no extra charge. And you can order a couple stems of this, a couple stems of that, and everything is packed within the same box without having to buy a minimum. That's huge.
So are you prefacing maybe a new charge is coming, or?
No, never. Never.
What we haven't done yet is.
No. That's what separates us from the competition,
Yeah.
really. We are all about quality and service. There is a price that's innate to what we do, but I know that with the quality that we sell, we have absolutely no problem with the prices that we charge.
Yeah.
So
Well, you guys have good pricing.
it's very good in comparison
Yeah.
to our competition. Yes.
Yeah,
but,
I mean,
you know.
she's seen. I mean, she even
Oh, right.
knows. Kobe doesn't know shit about flowers, but
Really? Yeah, no.
she definitely sees the invoices and she knows that, like,
I work
she's like,
with the
wow, this is really
invoices.
great for this, especially
Yeah.
like these Catalinas. I mean, these I think would be like insanely priced somewhere else. Like, these are some of my favorite roses to order from you guys.
We're because we grow a lot of
Yeah.
them. Our prices are very, very fair.
Yeah.
They're enough to make us decent money as well as the farm and give our customer, you,
Yeah.
and the rest of the people that are buying from us a value that you will be able to give to your end consumer. That's the reality.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And ultimately, what we're looking for is trying to have you buy 365 days a year. I don't need to screw you once and be happy. I need
Yeah.
to screw you a little bit every day.
Hey, and you know what? I personally feel that.
Yeah, there you
I
go.
appreciate it. Thank you. Thanks for that. But hey,
Works out.
cheers, guys. Cheers to having you
Cheers.
on.
Cheers.
Thank you
I
for
know that
having
this
me.
is not your favorite. You won't even go on your own social media account, so you have to drink your drink of those. It's bad luck.
Hopefully, my wife won't see this, and
And we're getting you a little bit buzzed so that you know
Yes.
we get you all loosened up to give us the good stories
the
and all the good
secrets.
clients too. He
Give it to us all.
services some big clients. You want to tell us a little bit about those?
we don't have a ton of clients, but we do a pretty good amount of business. Our business is separated into what we do wholesale or event planning, and then we have supermarkets as well. And in the supermarkets, we sell, our number one customer is a Latin market called Vallarta. They have about 57 stores throughout Southern and Central California. And we do a little bit of Lazy Acres, Bristol Farms.
I think there's a Lazy Acres actually down the street from here. Yeah. I've never actually been myself, but I should probably go.
They
Is
have
it kind of like a Sprouts?
Lazy
Lazy Acres? Yeah. Is it like a similar layout
Yeah,
style?
little bit. They're
Okay.
smaller stores
Kind of
in
like
comparison
gardeny,
to
homey,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
more wholesome.
very conscious about
Yeah.
environment and all the diet
Yeah.
shit and stuff like that.
I mean, yeah.
We sold to Whole Foods for about 15
remember
years, and now Whole Foods, since it transferred over to Amazon, they've cut the middlemen and they go
Well, because
direct.
they can do it themselves.
Right. They still buy from our farms, and
But they cut you guys here at Flowerlink in LA or Torrance out, and then they go to your farms.
correct.
Is that right?
What that
So did you facilitate that for them? Did they come to you and ask about that, or did they just find out about your farms and then go directly to the farms?
No, they wanted to continue to deal with the farm directly, and obviously there was, we dealt with them for 15 years, so
Yeah.
there was a connection. And ultimately, it's bottom line dollars, and they just wanted to get more money. The problem there is their program at the store level completely sucks now. It's our product, but literally their program is not very
Okay,
good.
yeah. So Mother's Day, there was $5 bouquets. That was intense. I don't know that was
was there
necessarily those
really?
florals were from you guys, because okay,
No, but for example, they'll run a special for Valentine's Day that if you're a Prime member, you'll pay $19.99 for a 24-stem pack of roses.
yeah,
Holy.
Obviously, you have to take into consideration that there is 365 days a year that they're buying from the farm, but they're just trying to bring in more people.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
it's their lost leader.
it's yeah,
They don't do anything with that.
it's a numbers game.
Yes,
And then also too, you get people in the store, and then once they come in the store, they'll buy something else.
correct.
So that's just like the foot in the door. Maybe we need to try that.
$5.
$5 bouquets all the way. Can you do that? Can you make that happen for us? He does
On
offer.
bouquets, yeah.
Yeah, he does offer. So remember before
Yeah.
you've done some bouquets for us. They were
Yeah.
great.
Yeah, they were.
I'm just too lazy to order.
We'll figure it out. We will figure it
He
out.
keeps saying that to me. I text him. I'm like, hey,
I have.
I want to do all these things, and he's like, okay, let me know what you want, and I'm like, okay, we're gonna do it, and then I don't.
We have a
do it.
great new
out.
person that, as I told you earlier
Yes,
today,
yeah.
will be in charge of your
I'm excited
account
for that.
and has the mentality of a girl because she is a girl.
What does that mean? What is that?
Yeah,
mean?
elaborate.
You're gonna elaborate on that one.
gonna be,
Wait, I need a drink for this one. Hold on. I need to take this one in here.
They're going to do something to me here. No, girls just have a different way of seeing things. If you ask me, Diego, here's a pallet and give me $1,000 worth of flowers, I'd be
Yes.
scared shitless to send you whatever I decide, even though I have the knowledge and
Like what
whatever.
I keep trying to get you guys to do.
Yeah, I will not do it,
They
and
won't
none
do
of the
it.
guys in my
And I'll
team
text him,
will
I'll
be
be
able
like,
to do
Diego,
it.
they won't do this for me. And he's like, Jackie,
We don't
And I'm
offer
texting him
that.
at like 11
Give
o'clock at
me
night. I'm like,
an order, a straight order
Yeah.
with
and I'm like, why can't
specific
you just
quantities,
pull the colors?
specific numbers, and
And
that's
he's
it. It's
like,
simple.
I
I
can't
won't send you subs. I won't do anything but send you what you order. Okay?
You can't
it's-
send like magical, we need it breezy, light,
Yeah, it's like,
lovely.
oh, I have $1,500 and here's my palette, and it's like, no.
You need
Okay,
specifics.
but this new person
So
might be
so
able to
so
do that.
Jessica will be able to definitely help you.
Okay.
And I know you're gonna get along with her really, really well.
So she'll be a part of the Lazy Lady Club. So we can just shoot her a
We're there.
text and just be like, hey, girl, I got pinks. And it's magical. Can you do it?
Can you do it?
This is my budget.
And
So
she'll be like,
she
yes.
started literally
be a
10
yes.
days ago, and her first order that went out last week was unbelievable because literally it was like that. Customers sent her a pallet, $3,000 budget, no numbers, no. It's like, holy shit. Like, no. And then we sent it.
Yeah.
the lady always picked up at her previous place, and we delivered,
Yeah.
which we do 95% of our stuff. And
You do, and it's great, and it's fast.
and the lady
It's
is
so fast.
the lady was static.
good.
So it's going to be great, and you're going to get along with her really well.
I'm getting like all hot thinking about it. Starting to get a little sweaty and excited.
good, yeah.
Salud.
I get
Good,
excited over
good.
flowers, thinking about all the options, you know?
No, I know.
Seriously, because I mean, as an operator of, you know, this company and the shops and stuff, and Kobe as our operations manager, we don't have a lot of time. So to be able to have that
Yeah.
ability to have someone on speed dial is super, super valuable. And I think that a lot of wholesalers don't realize how valuable that is. On top of being able to deliver, hey, can you guys get these to me today? And you're usually like, yeah, sure. You know, I don't know how. It's not always yes, but it's a lot of times yes. I don't want to, you know, say, put you out there
I
like
think
that. But
if I was to tell you the amount of no's that I say to orders that come in today for now is maybe 2%.
yeah,
The amount of inventory we carry is ridiculous. I don't
I've
know.
seen,
I don't know
but I
anyone.
haven't been lately, so it's probably even.
I don't know anyone in LA or any wholesaler that I know that will carry the amount of product we carry.
Yeah.
And the rotation of the product is so quick. So we've been able to gather both sides of the industry, the supermarket side and the event side and retail side, and just getting into like a rhythm where 95% of the people are going to order the same stuff. So it's just continuously moving,
Yeah.
moving. On average, we're selling 15 to 20,000 stems of quicksand and Playa Blanca
That's
and
insane.
Vendella.
That's
We're
absolutely
selling
insane.
40, 50,000 stems
Yeah.
of hydrangea. So it's,
So I think back to that, I think people that might be watching that have no idea about the process, right, Hayden? You were saying like you have no idea anything about wholesale florals. So like what is that process like? You guys have your own farms. So what does that look like? You know, from farm to here, like what is that whole process like? How do you get, like they're grown, they're shipped here, then you just like how is that? You know, I know you have a whole other warehouse too, don't you? Or did you that was a
we still-
refrigerated one?
We still have, so we're in a 10,000 square foot warehouse in Torrance.
Yeah.
Where we are like bursting. There's no space whatsoever. So we were able to get another 5,000 square feet of pure refrigeration at our broker's location, which is at LAX, HPL Apollo. It's a brand new building, 90,000 square feet, 100% refrigerated. You will not
That's
find.
insane.
that's
Imagine the energy on that bill.
You will not find a better location
thinking
in
about
LA. And so we've been working with them for the past like 13 years. They've been our brokers. They handle all of our freight out of Ecuador.
Yeah.
And having that location has allowed us to obviously continue to grow.
Yeah.
So what they do for us is, besides bringing the flowers, which I'll explain in a minute, is they are our cold storage. So as soon as the product is coming in, we're able to get in there, like if it was our own place.
Well,
They're
and
open
when,
24 hours a day.
when it's shipped, it's in cold storage while it's being shipped too, isn't it?
No.
No, it's not?
It's
Okay, so
not.
once it hits on that plane, it's not, and then,
So I'll
Then it
tell you
goes
that story in a second,
Yeah.
but when they bring the flowers, they'll pick it up from the airline, and they'll take it to the warehouse at LAX. They're bonded, meaning that they're able to take the product without delivering it to the final consumer, who is me, and they are going to wait for agriculture to do an inspection. Agriculture
which is a nightmare.
and USDA.
You find one worm on something.
They inspect for both bugs, worms, drugs, whatever you can imagine.
Where are they coming from again? Where are you
Ecuador.
Yeah.
So half of the-
I found some things in my roses, by the way.
I know probably what you found. And it's not what you think.
I want to know what you think I found. We can go to that. We'll go back to that. You
Yeah.
finish your story though.
So they'll bring the product in, they'll break it down by all the different customers that they have, and then we are able to literally go into the place. We are all cleared by, what's the people at the airport?
TSA.
TSA?
TSA, we're cleared by TSA.
Oh, so you're cleared by TSA to go into like the area that you got to go into.
Yes, because it's
yeah, because you have
bonded.
access to. Yeah.
So it's a real long process, but anyway, all my guys are approved, and we go in there, and as they break down the loads for their 15 customers, we will break down the loads with our own specific
Yeah.
situations or destinations or whatever. So half of the stuff will come in for production, which is supermarket production, and the rest of the stuff will be for wholesale, and there'll be orders for Jackie at Penelope Potts. There'll be orders for Butterfly, for Jeff Latham, for Square Root, for...
Okay, so about approximately how much are you bringing in each day? Is it every day, or is it a few days a week that they're going and doing this?
We go to the airport every day,
Even Sundays?
even Sundays.
Wow.
So there's so many cargoes coming in that if we don't do it on Sunday, Monday is too hectic.
Yeah.
So there's guys at the warehouse that will be able to go in on Saturday and Sunday, break down, and bring in stuff ready for us to process before.
So they're probably starting at what, like 2 a.m.?
We start at 4:30 on a regular
Yeah,
basis.
still too early.
Yeah. So I've been waking up for the past 34 years at 3 a.m.
I think, you know what,
my
a lot of
gosh.
people don't realize in the floral industry, as a florist, as a wholesaler, I mean, wholesalers especially.
It's not as glamorous as everybody thinks.
It's
the flower
not
business
playing
is.
with just flowers. Your ass is
No.
up at the crack of dawn. Like, it's not even bright. There's no light. You're up when it's dark. I think in LA, sometimes they're opening at 2 a.m., right? And so I think a lot of people fail to realize, like,
That has changed in the past, like, 5 years.
yeah.
I'll tell you a little story. I was banned from the flower market
Yes.
about 15 years ago. So
You brought it up. And can you tell us why you were banned?
I want to hear this.
I want to hear this.
They don't-
Because there are things swirling.
they don't believe in free enterprise. They
Okay.
think that I would steal customers from the flower market. Nobody steals customers. Customers go where they want to go. Customers are going to give business to the people that believe you're getting a value, believe that you're being treated well, and obviously, again, it was 15 years ago that I was banned from the market. So, and I've been doing this, again, 34 years, so you can imagine.
Who else can you say that you've met has been banned from an international flower market? What, like one of the world's like most like coveted flower markets? Kudos to you. I love that. I love it.
Funny
Hey,
thing is,
your-
we continue to grow. There's
I know
literally,
that
there
you
has
do,
not been a
yeah.
year. Flowerlink is,
your ingenuity, you know?
Flowerlink turned 20 in 2024, this year, in January. And there has not been a year where we've had a decrease in sales.
No
including
way.
the pandemic.
Wow. That's impressive.
That's
And-
insane.
That really is.
And as of today, in
Stop yawning,
2024, we are about 24% over last year.
Wow, how?
impressive.
I mean, so this historically is a bad economy, right? It just is. We are where we are. It's an election year. Election years are notoriously bad years for the economy. People stop spending, they hold on to their money. So what is it that you are doing to increase your profits at the margins that you are at that percentage each year? Like, what do you attribute that to? Because it's incredible.
It's all service.
Oh, so you're good at servicing.
Yep. It's all about service. I have not been able to service you for some reason, because you're very specific. and-
bone.
Very
It's
specific.
because I'm part of the Lazy Lady Club. Now that Jessica's here,
But yeah, it's all about service. There's nobody in LA that will give you the service that we do. Nobody.
Yeah.
Nobody. We will go, or we'll come here to your store if you need 3 or 4 times a day. It doesn't matter.
yeah.
And it doesn't matter whether you're in Orange County or in the Valley.
Well, you go to Dana Point,
We,
and
yep.
you guys are in
Yeah.
Torrance.
Yep.
Where's your cutoff
right.
point? Like, at what point are you guys like, no, we're not going?
If you call
there?
me at 2 p.m., I'll send it via Uber. You pay for
Yeah.
the Uber, and then but we will send it because we have people from 4:30 to about
Yeah.
5 o'clock in the afternoon. We don't open
delivering
on Sundays.
still at that time.
Deliveries stop probably at around 1 or 2
Yeah.
o'clock.
Yeah.
But you know, then the other good thing is, from the service perspective, is we have our own place. We're not at the market, so we're able to come in freely. So if you're in a crunch, you call me or you call Ricky or you call any one of our guys, we will come and open the warehouse.
Yeah.
Or we've had people that they're closer to us that know the procedure. We will give them the code to the gate. We'll tell them where the stuff is. They
Why
will
don't I
go.
have the code?
You've
Don't
never
worry
asked.
enough.
Get the code.
I'll get the
Never
cake.
asked.
Get the
But
code.
it's
Keep track of
again
the code.
service.
But I guess I have to order, huh? Hey, you
That's
brought
the
all
first
these
step.
beautiful roses today, which I love. I really wanted people to see the variety of the things that you guys carry. You guys are always you're always introducing new roses. How? Are these specific to your farm? How does that work out? Because really, you guys have such interesting varieties that you're constantly bringing, or you guys are bringing. I don't want to say dupes, but yeah. So what is the brown one that everybody likes? It's the Moab, but then you guys have the
So that it all stems down from the breeder.
yeah.
So we house, let's say there's, just for number's sake, there's 10 breeders worldwide. We house at our farms in Ecuador about 6 or 7 of them. So they do all their breeding, they do all their testing. We see all the stuff that's happening way before everybody else does. This doesn't mean that we are unique to this.
So you're saying the breeders, like it, for instance, of Moab,
So that's a different farm completely.
I know, but that is. But I'm just saying, like, just as an example. So what is a popular rose variety that you house?
No, let's say Moab. The difference is with that variety in particular, the breeder sold the rights
Okay.
to one farm and one farm
Is
only.
it a patent that
Yes.
they patent the breed?
Yes,
Okay.
that's the breeder.
Wow.
Sold that right to sell that variety to one farm only.
To sell it, I get it.
To
yeah.
sell it. But prior to that, that breeder has his operation at the farm that I buy. So when Moab became very popular and this farm bought the rights, well, where they were breeding them, they already had that and they can't take it away from them. The only thing they can't do is call it Moab. But they have it in their, they have it first than the farm that bought the rights.
Yeah.
So they have the right to keep them. And they sell them, and we sell them
What
as
do we call
mochaccino.
them? Yeah, mochachinos.
Mochaccino.
It's like the same.
Yep.
It's the same rose, same thing. Hi. So, okay. So back to are there? I mean, I guess are there any other questions, Hayden, that you think you have? I'm curious about what you think.
We've
is-
jumped
I mean,
a lot.
Well, we already know everything.
Catalinas.
What about any not famines? Anything that
Oh, is that Moose?
Yeah.
Well, hold on, before we answer that, definitely that's a great question. I think it would be really good to explain, first of all, like, where are your farms? And I mean, you kind of explained the process going through, like, LAX, but, like, let's just go, like, where are your farms? Like, what do they produce? Like, kind of, like, what size are they? Like, kind of just, like, explain the process from planting,
Yeah.
you know, flower,
flowers?
yeah, I don't even know, 'cause
Yeah.
what you
A bush.
Seed.
Planting your flowers-
Seed, stem,
planting your
bush.
flowers to ending up in your warehouse to sell them to somebody like Jackie.
So the process is, it's very cumbersome, even though for us it's like, it's our bread and butter. So the farms are located in Cayambe, Ecuador, which is about an hour and 15 minutes north of Quito. That area houses about 70% of the production for the whole entire country. The other 30% is down by, it's south of Quito, called Cotopaxi, and they house about 30% of the production. Why do they grow the best roses in the world? They're grown at about 9,800 feet above sea level. So the higher you are, the better quality you're going to get. And Ecuador produces better roses than Colombia, even though we're neighboring countries, and I'm Colombian, because they are on Ecuador. So the sun, believe it or not, will shine about 30 to 40 more minutes a day that gives it a higher intensity from a color perspective and from a variety perspective. And obviously, every rose is like a kid. They'll have all these weird things that happen to them, from diseases to why are some fat, why are some thin, why are some
like
elegant?
women.
Yeah, totally. So anyway,
Some have blonde hair.
so they're really like that. They're independent. They're unique. But on average, you can say that a rose cycle will be around 90 days. That's kind of the average of a cycle for a rose. Everything at the farm is greenhoused, and you have about 85,000 plants per hectare, which that's 10
Oh yeah, that's how they.
hectares.
Instead of acres, it's what does that equate to?
I think a hectare is 3.3 acres,
Okay.
something like that. It's 10,000 square meters.
Yeah.
So combine both farms that my father-in-law has, it's about probably close to 85 hectares.
Wow. That's huge.
They employ combined about 1,000 people, and a big percentage is women. Part of the farm, both of the farms are fair trade certified, so they're able to sell to people like Whole Foods. And that gives them a huge advantage from an employee standpoint,
Yeah.
because they get a lot of benefits. For every stem that is sold to Whole Foods, fair trade kicks them back a penny.
I had no idea.
And that's huge.
wild.
So I think in the past 15 years,
Imagine all those stems.
we've received literally probably $2 million that is implemented into programs to help
for the employees.
for the
That's
employees.
awesome.
Yeah.
So-
well, and that's huge for women too.
Right.
Yeah.
Women's
There's a lot of,
reproductive care, women's, obviously we're caring for children.
so there's a full staff of doctors, dentists within the farm that will take care of the employee and the family.
Can I come work there?
Yeah, me too. Me too. I'll piggyback.
You would love it. Actually,
you just stole my operations manager. What the fuck?
I'm moving to Ecuador.
Look at Doomy. She's like,
Bye.
I don't need to stay in the United States.
Ecuador, here I
She's
come.
Moldovan. She's like, I can be. Where is it? She could be like, I can be Ecuadorian now. She doesn't mind.
so
She can
there's a
speak
lot of
Spanish.
there's a lot of benefits, and part of the reason why
That's amazing.
we decided to do that is because there are so many farms that are popping up that obviously the rotation
Yeah.
within the employees is humongous.
Yeah, I would
So
think
you're
that.
trying to give them the best of the best so they stay with you, because it takes you
There's a lot of opportunities for them. They could go to some other farm easily because there's so many of them.
obviously.
probably. Yeah.
But again, there is a tremendous amount of programs within the farm funded by this fair trade
Mm-hmm. I wouldn't
money
leave.
that
No.
is. So we have a
Never leave the farm.
preschool that houses like 45 kids,
What?
ages
So awesome.
like
I love this.
1-year-old to 5. And now the idea is to be able to start school.
So to actually have a school on the farm.
Correct.
And then you can have teachers there that are able to cater to each of the kids and their age ranges and whatever their grade would be.
So you start off with, kindergarten, and then those will move to first grade, and you'll move on. That's the
Wow.
idea.
That's incredible.
There's certain things that fair trade will not allow you to do, which is like
What about housing?
you can't build anything with that money.
Okay.
But you can, for example, give loans to the employees for housing or for for the kids to go to other schools, et cetera. So there's a lot of things. They have a co-op where they're saving about 40% from what they would be buying at a supermarket. So they're able to buy rice by the, I don't know, by
5 pound bags.
Whatever you
No,
want. I don't know.
like 50-pound bags.
50 pounds.
It's by like the.
It's like 50-pound bags. So you buy rice and you buy beans and you buy a lot of things that, at the end of the day, they're saving about 40-50% of what they would have to
Man,
pay for. So those are all cool benefits.
Why don't we? Do we have that here? Is that something here in the United States?
No, you get text up the ass. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Well, and also
in
we're in
California,
California too.
so.
Yeah. No, please feel free to cuss. It's fine.
No rice.
We enjoy that.
No rice for us.
Yeah. No 40% off
No,
rice.
no,
tax
no,
for
no.
us.
Only
no.
beans.
Only beans.
No rice. Rice is
Not
too
even the
expensive.
beans.
Only beans.
Sticky rice.
So anyway, the farm will do that, and the cycle of the roses will be 90 days, let's say. So
What does that mean? From the time, like the bush, or the bud?
the breeder will sell you, let's say the rose. We'll sell you the plant.
Okay.
The plant will have a royalty of 95 cents per plant, a one-time fee that will always be there. And you can either pay it up front or you can space it out
Where does this royalty go to?
to the breeders.
Okay. Okay.
It's for
So
R&D,
for every
and
plant sold, so like if I go to a nursery here, there's probably royalties on these plants then.
they probably paid them already. Yeah.
Oh, okay,
You're
interesting.
paying it,
Yeah.
in the back. And then they will sell you the plant. Depending on how mature the plant is, they charge you. If the plant is yay big,
Yeah, that makes sense.
or yay big,
Yeah.
or yay
Right.
big, or yay
You
big.
have a 6-inch. It's like our plant
tiers.
6-inch, 8, whatever, you know.
Obviously, within the farm, they're able to propagate their own plants and don't have to pay for that. So they'll pay for the royalty, but they don't have to pay for the plant. To see it in layman's terms, a rose bush will give you good quality roses for around 8 to 10 years.
Wow. I didn't know they lasted that long.
Problem
I
is,
took all mine out.
not every rose is a good seller.
This is true.
Right.
That's why I took mine out of my garden, because I was like, these things, I can't use
So-
them in my arrangements, and they're a pain in the ass. I gotta prune them. I don't know what I'm doing.
They could be prone to a lot of diseases. They could.
Yeah, they get that. What
could-
is it? Whitefly. I have one in the backyard that's doing that right now. That white stuff on it. It's annoying.
There's some that are super susceptible, which is usually the whites, to something called botrytis, which is
right.
the farmers will not be able to see that. But
People,
when
you know how many florists don't know what botrytis is?
botrytis is the mold or the
Yeah, it's the brown mold that gets on them,
shit
right?
that you find in the flowers.
Yeah, exactly.
What happens there is there's spores that are in the air that at farm level it's impossible to detect. And they're treated for that one way or another. Every single rose is treated for that. But when you're more susceptible to get
Right.
sick, you're going to get sick. And then since the flowers are not shipped in cool temperatures, they're just shipped in an airline, in a plane that has no refrigeration. So they're taking out of the refrigeration
it
from the farm,
Yeah.
from the
Freezes it.
truck,
Yeah.
takes it into the airline. The airline, if they're stupid enough, which they're normally they do, they will leave the pallet on the tarmac. And if they're there for,
Yeah, I've had bags of Smilax have that happen to them.
or on hydrangea, it happens very often.
Yeah, it's a
the-
high
the-
petal count.
The ones that are on top will be completely
Yeah.
toasted, and the
Crushed,
rest of the
yeah.
stuff is okay.
Yeah.
But that's because the airline leaves the pallet on the tarmac.
Yeah.
So then they're shipped, and then they're supposed to come back into LA and picked up by the broker, and the broker's supposed to take them into their coolers and pre-cool them.
Yeah.
What does pre-cooling mean? Means you put them in a chamber where they open up all the little holes that the boxes have.
I've never heard of
They
that
will
before.
suck the warm air and they'll push in cold air. So we'll bring.
Is it literally a room that does, it's like a vacuum?
Yeah, it's a big vacuum that you put the pallets come in. It's a huge skid.
I feel like my mind's getting blown right now.
I can
didn't
send
know
you
that.
some
I didn't know
pictures.
any of this.
Anyway, they'll put the skid in, and they'll cover it with tarp, and they'll turn out the suction, and it recycles the stuff. It's very cool.
Yeah.
It not always happens
Okay.
because of timing issues.
So they don't always pre-cool them. So then they
Correct.
go in and they still have that hot air inside of them and they're still warm. And then the botrytis has an
Gross.
environment to breed in and then
That's it.
it's done. And then
And
we
that's
get
what
these
happens.
roses that are all crusty and nasty and slimy.
And people think that they're old. The product is not old. It's just
Right.
it's sick. It's
No, that's, yeah,
yeah.
yeah. You can tell when something is old. I mean, if you're a florist that's been around for long enough, you can tell when something is old and you can tell when something is just came in bad. Yeah. So
and
I'm
then
like, hey, you should
obviously,
send this back.
obviously we are we're behind 100% of our products. So if something is bad, I mean, it's nature. So we will replace it.
No,
with
and
no
I
problem.
appreciate that. I feel like every time I've said something, if it's not been often, but when we do send something, you're like, all right, crediting you. Do you want something else? And I'm like, cool, thanks. I appreciate that.
Yeah,
Easy.
It's
I'm
not,
like, here's some pictures. Here's a little
Right.
video, you know?
it's not a problem, and we like the feedback from the customer. That way, we can tell the farm what's happening. One, for us to get credit,
Yeah.
because we're not going to pay for something that came in bad.
Exactly.
But also for them to see how they're able to correct that.
Mm-hmm.
But it always happens when it's raining a lot, which
Right.
it has been. The production decreases,
'Cause
and
you can't cut when it's raining, when it's wet, right?
you can
Because
because
don't you
everything
open
is
up-
greenhouse.
but
But
don't
the
you
problem
open-
is
oh, you're right, you're right.
everything is inside the atmosphere, so you're going to get sick. Period.
Right.
Yeah, it's the higher moisture level inside of there.
Yep.
Okay, that makes sense. I know, I always get that, like, they couldn't cut because it was raining, and I'm like, oh, okay, well.
And the more rain, the less sun, the less sun, the less
the
product.
moisture invites
It's-
disease into the plant itself, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay, yeah.
There's a lot of other cool stuff that
I mean, didn't realize I was gonna learn all of this today, honestly.
I didn't
we,
know
we
anything.
actually, we had a program about 8 years ago where we breaded good
Roses?
spiders.
I'm like,
no.
Good
Good spiders,
spiders?
because the roses get a lot of spiders.
Okay.
Bad spiders.
Yeah.
And there was a company that was created between Ecuadorian venture and Dutch venture to create those good spiders, and you would literally bring in 80,000 good spiders that
It's
would
kind
eat
of like
the
how
bad
when
spiders.
people put ladybugs in their garden. So then you have these good spiders that you bring
Yep.
in. So then they go and eat all the bad things.
Yeah, and
all
it's
that stuff. That's
super, cool, and it's not harmful.
Yeah.
It's perfect. You don't need to use a lot of pesticides. In order to be fair trade certified, you can't use a ton of things that
Yeah.
normal farms would use.
So you can't use any pesticides?
No, you can.
Some?
Some, but
Okay.
not all.
So I can pluck off that rose head and put it in my drink if I want, and I'm not gonna die?
You won't. Okay. I might get diarrhea, but
I might be sick.
Okay, so I never knew I was gonna learn this much. I don't think anybody in here
No.
knew that they were gonna learn this much. What I want to hear from you, though, before we kind of wrap this up, is do you have any funny stories or anything crazy that's happened? Have you ever had like a huge loss? Have you ever, what is one thing that you have?
I'll tell you two cool stories. One good one and one bad one.
Okay.
Perfect.
Which one first?
The good. We'll do good
Also,
first.
well, you said you found something in your roses earlier. We never got back to that.
Oh yeah, my roses. Okay, I've actually.
So what that is?
Okay, before I want to know what you think I found in these roses. What do you think I found?
White powder.
No.
okay.
Okay.
That's kind of what I thought. That's what my
Someone
assumption was.
found white powder in their roses before? Is it just pesticides?
No, it's a company that creates
Blow.
a little a little package that actually goes into the box
It's cocaine.
that will suck the
You're not saying anything that's helping.
no. The fact that I'm Colombian makes it even more difficult to take it as a joke. But anyway,
Okay, yes,
it's
okay,
a company that
for real.
creates this little sachet
Yeah.
that has this white shit that looks like Coke that will draw the humidity from the box. That
It's
will
like that crap you find, but they're
Yes.
balls.
What is that?
That
Yeah, the little
you know
packs
what
with
I
the little
mean? The packages.
What is it called?
The little, what are they called? They basically they're
Silica,
like,
yeah,
do
the
not
silica
ingest.
packs.
Yes, the balls. You know what I'm talking about. Come on,
Okay,
don't,
then I'm gonna give
no
it back
need
to you.
to make it nasty. Yeah, no, it's like silica,
So,
but
and-
it's a powder.
Like, I don't know when this stopped but 25 years ago, when agriculture used to inspect the shipments, the inspectors would use literally a pick that was this long as a pick, and they would start stabbing the boxes, including the heads, to check for drugs. and they
Okay.
would destroy them.
They just destroyed them.
And you had nothing to say because that was agriculture, and
Oh my gosh.
That's shitty.
that happened for
I mean, that's people,
years and
that's
years.
people's livelihoods that they're messing
Now-
up with their methods of checking products.
Now everything goes through X-ray machines before it departs and when it arrives.
Which seems smarter, right?
But
I mean, haven't we had that technology for a really long time, though?
not to that point
Probably the
because
cost.
in the 80s there was a lot of drugs coming in the flowers. A lot.
Really?
A lot.
Oh, I would have never thought about that.
A
That's
lot.
why.
I would have never
Yeah.
thought, right?
I wouldn't either.
Genuinely, like, even like
Flowers.
you coming in today and like mentioning like that joke, like, I never thought about that period. So,
You're probably the only one that hasn't.
my sister does say I'm oblivious. So, but hey, it's for the better.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
It's none of my business what anyone else is thinking, or especially.
And then
about
you add the
me.
fact that I'm Colombian, so they make it
There
like
you go.
I was banned from the market because I snuck. Yeah.
You snuck what? What? Okay, so the stories though. So we were talking about that. So you have the two stories we were going to talk about.
Good story first.
What's the good story?
The
No,
good-
no, we should end on the good story.
Okay,
Give us
okay,
the crap
right.
story of something that's
We'll end on a
happened,
high
or
note.
something funny story,
I
something
forgot the
crazy.
crappy
I know
story.
that you've had some crazy things happen.
No, we.
It's hard to remember all of them though. It's almost like our brains block it out.
In 2006, literally January 1st, I spent New Year's with my back then girlfriend, now wife, in Miami, and on January 1st, I flew to Costa Rica to deliver flowers for Pink's wedding,
Oh,
for Mark's garden, and this was in the Four Seasons in Peninsula Guanacaste.
so you flew there to personally hand deliver them.
I knew this was going to be a pain in the ass, and it was. It was a total pain in the ass.
Why did you go though? Like, why did you personally?
I wanted to make sure that everything went
Was
fine.
fine. Yeah, that makes
And
sense.
if I had not been there, it literally took me 5 days to get the product out of customs, and I had to bribe everybody and their
Costa
mother
Rica?
in Costa Rica. It was brutal.
We've talked about bribes before, but go on. We've had some
And that was, I was scared shitless that I was going to lose all the product. One, because of the amount of time.
That's a long time for them to be in transit.
It's hot.
Was there refrigeration at all?
There was, but the refrigeration's not at 35. It's at 54.
Yeah, makes a difference.
And then obviously back then, Mark was like calling me every single minute. Where is the product? Where is the product? He had a big group of people. Oh my gosh. It was a nightmare. Lucky to say that everything ended up being okay, and I believe she's still married.
Yeah, she is. She actually lived. So one of our friends, her cousin is her
You're in
neighbor.
Orange County, right?
No, I don't think so. I think somewhere like up north and here in California along the coastline. I can't remember.
But the guy was from here.
I have no idea.
Yeah. Anyway, he's a skateboarder.
I'm not up on my pop culture.
Yeah.
All I know is that little tiny tidbit that may or may not be right. Okay, so that was that's a nightmare. Why? Okay, so why couldn't you just fly them directly from the grower to them? Wouldn't that be easier going from Ecuador to Costa Rica? They're closer. No?
Again, because we're consolidating a shitload of products. So,
Oh, okay, so you brought it in,
Right.
had to do the thing, and then had to send it out.
yeah.
Okay,
So
got
you're
it.
consolidating, I don't know, 25 different items to be shipped to one location.
So then you're like accompanying them. You're next to the boxes the whole time, like.
You're literally sitting at the airport just waiting to see what's happening and talking to every single agent and whatever.
That's an
and then
absolute.
I was gonna say that is my worst nightmare.
bribing everywhere.
Really? Okay, so how much were these bribes though? What was a good bribe amount?
You probably bribe
$100.
on a $25,000 shipment. You're bribing $8,000. So
$100. You're a little off.
you're bribing a lot of people. You literally are bribing a lot of people.
You're bribing agencies. That's what you're bribing, right? That's why it's so
Maybe.
much. So how? But you just had all this cash on you. Did you know that this was?
I
did
knew.
You
I
know
knew.
the potentiality of this
Oh,
when you went in. So
absolutely.
you're
Yeah.
like, okay, I'm gonna go pull out 20 grand. Like, let's go.
It's Central and South America. I mean, that's
That's insane.
That's how
I know. We
things roll.
talked about going to Mexico. That's a roughie. We got to
So-
figure that out though.
The good story is we had a client going to a very, very, very high-end client was renting a huge house in Punta Mita. And I didn't want to go through that ordeal, so I said, I can get you the flowers, but I'm going to buy them in Mexico. So that way I don't have any issue. And I did the same thing. I accompany the flowers so that I'm 100% certain that things go well. It's a big order. It's a good customer.
Is Punta Mita,
That's
it's
Puerto
not,
Vallarta.
okay, yes, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's at the end, very tip.
Yes,
right? Yeah.
yes.
So did you get them from Mexico City?
I got them from Mexico City. I have friends that I've known for years, and they were able to ship. The funny part of the story is I had to get 3 different shipments because to fill the house, it required
Oh, wow.
3
Just
times the
that
amount that what
much
they had.
product.
Yeah, and I was happy again that I was there to be able to make a call, and
Yeah.
then I would rent the van in Puerto Vallarta and pick up at the airport and then deliver it to the guys. And
So
and
that
it
one
worked
actually
out.
worked.
Yeah, they all
Okay.
worked.
Yeah.
But there's
Well,
some that
I
are
mean,
How it
strictly
gets
not.
there.
There was no bribing happening in that one?
Right. There was nothing, everything.
Okay.
Then again, without sounding bad, but the quality from the Mexican product is a piece of shit.
Well, I mean, Mexican roses are terrible. They're absolutely
but-
terrible. They're like this big. Beep.
I
Really?
hope Mexican people don't.
Sorry, guys.
Get me for
Mexican
that.
people.
I'm not offended, so.
You're Mexican?
I mean,
No, you're not.
sort of. Nicaraguan, French, Spanish. My grandma, her parents.
She's a mutt.
I
I am too.
I
I'm like
am.
the
You are?
smallest amount Mexican. I'm
Native
the
American.
whitest. Me too. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forget
I'm
that
a
you
mu-
are, but
yeah,
you're so white.
I'm the whitest Mexican.
Yeah.
I'm like probably like a tablespoon.
That's where your sass comes from, though.
Yes.
It's a good thing.
Tablespoon of Mexican.
I
Sure.
mean, it's a straight up tablespoon like
Yeah,
this.
her. It just comes out in personality, not in face. or in
Yes,
skin.
right. You don't look
That's
at
it.
me and be like, yeah, that's Mexican. But
So, is there anything before we wrap up that you feel like you want people to know about your business? Anything that, like, because I mean, there's a bunch of stuff that you told me that I didn't know. There's stuff that you guys do that I didn't even know that you do. What's your plug?
If you ever want to know more things, just give me a call. I love what I do. That's why I've been doing it for so long. I have no problem getting up early and working my ass off.
This is true.
Literally, I couldn't see myself doing something different. I think part of the passion makes our company be as successful as we are.
It's you. I mean, you specifically. I mean, I have a story actually. I feel like I have so many stories. I'm sorry. I'll make it really quick though. After you keep saying what you're saying, but I gotta say it.
No,
Is it
I
good?
think we, if anyone ever has a question or, anything that they need to know about the flower business or the rose business, keep in mind there is probably more than 1,000 varieties of roses being grown on a regular basis. We probably have 250.
Which is a lot.
And the amount of or the percentages of how the farm determines what to grow has a lot to do with how well we've done. So it's a partnership that we couldn't do what we do without them. And
Yeah.
and it's
Well, and then we couldn't do it without you guys. It just,
it trickles down. So it's all, they're always trying to find better ways, better varieties, things that last longer. The trends for the business are
The
always
colors.
different. So, a few years back, there were no pastels. Who wanted pastels?
Yeah.
They wanted just bright. And then all of a sudden, when you're growing hundreds of thousands of stems of a particular variety that you're eating and you're throwing them away, it's like,
because everyone wants
What do we
brown all of
do?
a sudden. I
And
want
then-
taupe,
so
quicksand.
natural.
a lot of that
colors.
stuff happens because of influencers and people
Yeah.
that are doing the merchandising for, I don't know, back then Hallmark and now the things that would influence.
You just aged yourself. I'm sorry.
I'm leaving. This is an insult. Fuck this.
I get what you're saying. Yes. Go on.
I'm old. Imagine if
You're
I've been
not
doing
even that old.
if
What are
I'm-
you, like in your 40s? You look great.
I was gonna gonna say. I mean,
Right?
I wouldn't. Yeah.
Hey, I just turned 40, so I'm right there with you, okay?
Thank you.
We're the same.
Thank you.
No, but I mean, speaking to you constantly working. When I was in
You look
Cabo, do you remember when I was texting you? I texted you guys at 3 a.m. when I was in Cabo because I was freaking out. It was like 2 or 3 a.m. I had been up all night because one of our freelancers who was helping manage the projects when I was gone was like, oh, hey, by the way, sends me at 11 p.m. this message. Oh, all of these flowers died. They were stuck in transit. There was like some crazy thing that happened on the freeway, and like all these florals died.
Oh my.
And I randomly wake up at like 2 or 3 a.m. and I'm like, what the fuck? And I look at this note that she sends me. I immediately text Diego and I'm like, dude,
Help.
I'm like, help, SOS. And I
SOS.
send this text message. Guess who texts back?
3 a.m. Diego, he's ready to
No
go.
way! It was either text or an email, and then completely saved my ass. I wasn't even in the country. I was so stressed, but like that was like such a killer move. You guys really like seriously. Speaking to your passion, you know what I mean? Like who does that?
And I'll speak to my stupidity as well. And this last note will hopefully save a lot of you issues. 3 years ago, I burnt $250,000 worth of roses because we rented a truck.
Oh
And I did not think about the refrigeration, and I just thought it was my own truck. And I just turned it on, and when I came back at 2 a.m., the parking lot smelled like shit.
Oh no.
Like literally shit.
I would never
And
think about the smell.
I open up the cooler, and I froze everything. I burnt it.
Why did
Oh
so
my
it froze so much
gosh.
that
The
it
cooler,
burned?
when I called back, and I tried to do everything to get some money back, but it was obviously my stupidity. When I called back, the previous customer that had used that truck, and it was a freezer truck, was a seafood company.
I was gonna say.
And it was
food.
at 20 degrees.
Oh no.
So within,
What's that, 19 degrees lower than it should? Or
It should be at
16, 30?
35,
Oh, okay,
36.
okay.
But it literally, it burnt the flowers from
Oh
the
my
cold.
gosh.
And everything it becomes kind of yellowish and smells like shit.
I
And
would never think about the smell of that.
No.
And best part of the story is I call my wife and I go, you're not going to believe what happened. And $250,000 in product
When did this happen? What year?
3 years ago.
Oh my gosh, that makes my stomach hurt.
And
You
I
grow
go like,
24% every year.
I go like, holy shit. And she had the best response ever. Turn the page, it's done. There's nothing you can do. Let's find the product that we need and move on. So
Wow, what a wife.
Yeah, seriously.
that's why I'm married to her.
Oh my God. Well, she tolerates you, obviously. And then that response, I mean, that's pretty incredible.
Yep.
Really? Like, talk
pretty
about
amazing.
someone who's grounded and has a good head on their shoulders.
Oh yeah, that's
amazing.
not what my response would have been.
I would be cussing you out, but my husband is like her, so makes sense.
We
You need
like her
that
husband.
balance.
Yeah, my husband's great.
He pays the bills.
Yeah.
We love Chris. We
He's
love
supposed to
him.
be here sometime, I think. I was hoping he'd be here when you're here. Okay, so just want to show everyone the types of roses that you brought because I think that some people don't know about these kinds.
So these are new
And I
series
saved the
of
little things just in case.
they're called the Kiss series. This lavender one is Peony Kiss.
Let me see this one. So these
They're
are going to
cute.
open up huge. They'll open up nice and big, and they'll have like that really
Yeah.
beautiful spiral inside.
Yeah.
They'll probably end up being about like this big once they finally open.
Yeah, they have a great scent, which will actually deteriorate the amount of time that they'll last.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Get out of the way. Okay.
Ooh, that's beautiful.
And then we have Cream Kiss, which is the buttery yellow.
So pretty. I want to use these on a wedding coming up.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
And it looks very much like our new variety, Antonia,
Yeah.
that we grow in both of our farms. Antonia is beautiful, which is like in between the Catalina, that's a brighter yellow. And these are all garden. This is Creamy Kiss, and then Antonia is like right in the middle.
Yeah.
It's very, very beautiful.
The color reminds me of candlelight.
Yep.
Yeah.
But candlelight, the more they open, the whiter they become.
Yeah, that's true. They get lighter.
So
Yeah.
it's actually a white variety.
So this turns, does this get darker?
No.
It just stays?
Yes.
Okay, the color doesn't
Stays.
change. Okay. And I bet these open up beautifully because they have the ruffled petals.
Yeah, the ruffles
Yeah.
are gorgeous.
Did you break something?
I'll have to take a picture of these later.
And this is, shit, I forgot the name of it. Angel Kiss.
Okay.
Angel Kiss, yeah.
That one smells good. I stuck my nose in that earlier.
So these are the Kiss series.
I was like, is there a surprise in here for me?
No.
Never know.
Not.
My bad.
Not.
I was hoping I could get through without that. And then
it
these
made its way.
guys. Oh, look at this beautiful variety. Look at the tones together. I'm loving that.
It's really pretty.
Yeah.
So there's not a lot of
So
lavender
this is the
Kiss series.
Kiss series. Okay.
There's really, this is the only lavender garden rose there is.
Yeah.
There used to be,
Yeah,
there used
there's
to be Agé,
not.
which is more of a hot pink, but it lasts about 2 or 3 days.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
So.
So are these only grown by you guys or?
No, they are actually not grown
Okay.
by us. This is a supplier that
Oh,
we
okay,
have.
cool.
Completely different.
Awesome.
We don't grow these.
No, but I love that you brought them to show us because these are cool
Yeah,
varieties.
those are cool. And then this is something that we grow.
That's Valentina.
That's
I
Valentina.
know that babe. I haven't had her yet.
Yep, she's beautiful.
I do love her.
And she lasts a long time. And she opens up fully.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
I thank you guys. You guys, it's time for me to go.
Okay, hey,
Signing
thank
off.
you so much for coming on. You have been amazing. I feel like my brain's gonna explode with everything that I just learned, right?
I feel like I have so many more questions.
I do too. I think
Part
we could
two.
go on. I think we need to have a part two.
So,
Now that you're comfortable here, right? We know we've done all this, you got this. But cheers.
yeah.
Are you empty? Pour yourself another.
on.
Here, pour another. We're gonna have a toast.
So high noon.
You want a nooner? Sorry.
That was
everything I
so,
say.
like, backwoods.
I want a nooner.
You want a nooner?
At least I went the whole episode
want
not
a
saying
nooner?
"Arr."
You didn't, though.
I'm not from.
I just said it right
I'm
now.
not from down south.
You
but-
guys, and y'all have your jeans on right
We
now.
got our
Jean
jeans,
jackets.
mansion.
Salud.
Thank you for
Thank
having me.
Of
We love
course.
Thank you guys.
you.
Appreciate it.
Cheers to many more roses.
Ooh, Moose, you got my foot. Got my foot.
All right.
Hi, baby.